India hints at restarting Canada visas very soon. The government looked to fend off the visa blow-off from the diplomatic row with Canada as it signaled on Sunday it might resume visa service for Canadian nationals. After External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said this could happen very soon, government sources said India was reviewing the security situation that forced it to suspend visa service in Canada exactly a month ago. India had also suspended visas for Canadians in third countries as well as e-visas. The development came notwithstanding fresh tensions over India's decision to ensure parity in diplomatic presence with Canada by expelling 41 Canadian diplomats, while the US and the UK backed Canada's position that India acted unilaterally and violated the Vienna Convention. Jaishankar on Sunday asserted that India's action was backed by the convention. Canada has retailed to the expulsion by unilaterally shutting services in its three consulates in Chandigarh, Mumbai, and Bengaluru, raising concern about the possible disruption in visa services for Indian nationals. Jaishankar also said the relationship with Canada right now was going through a difficult phase. First time since May, city's air quality falls to very poor. Delhi experienced its worst air in over 5 months with a toxic haze over the city and the average Delhi AQI deteriorating to very poor on Sunday for the first time since May 17 this year, reports Priyangi Agarwal. The air quality is expected to remain in the very poor zone for the next 3 days. The concentration of fine polluting particles has risen to 137 micrograms per cubic meter by 7 pm on Sunday against 1110 on the same day earlier. The national safe standard of PM 2.5 levels is 60 micrograms per cubic meter, while the WHO safe limit is 15. Dropping temperature and calm winds leading to buildup of pollutants, experts said, with vehicular emissions and stubble burning currently the top two contributors of the pollution in the city. After Modi-Abbas talks, India sends relief material to Gaza through Egypt. Days after PM Narendra Modi spoke to Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, India sent humanitarian assistance to Palestinians in Gaza, which has been pounded by Israeli military strikes. An IAF C-17 flight carrying 6.5 tons of medical aid and 32 tons of disaster relief material for the people of Palestine arrived in Egypt, the government said, adding the Indian ambassador in Cairo handed over the relief material to Egyptian Red Crescent for onward transmission to Palestine. Israel has allowed limited relief items to be supplied to Gaza through the Egypt-Rafah crossing. The material includes essential life-saving medicines, surgical items, tents, sleeping bags, tarpaulins, sanitary utilities, water purification tablets, among others, the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson said. Okay. IMEEC work begins with 5 lakh crore rupee plan to link 8 ports on west coast. Putting aside concern over the India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor due to the tension in West Asia, the government has begun work to the project in all earnest. The Indian Railways is ready with the rupees this plan to link 8 ports on the west coast, including Karwar, and the proposed on the Vadhavan with its network on bolster the link in the east. While the shipping ministry is looking for more queues, customs authorities have been altered about the need to ensure facilitation and accordingly tweak rules. Work on Vadhavan port is expected to commence in few months, with capacity of some of the existing ports also proposed to be augmented. A senior government official said consultations with stakeholders and began so that the project could be rolled out quickly. IMEEC is aimed at reducing transit time while opening new markets and reducing reliance on shipping goods to Europe and Suez Canal. Miller, who plotted some of cricket's greatest knocks. These days they do it in laptops by just moving the cursor, but back in the day of cricket, before computers, plotting a batter's innings was an art form. A wagon wheel, the graphical representation of the batter's inning, showing the distribution of shots, then required sharp eyes, steady hands, and artistic flair. Aside from cricketing knowledge, Arvind Gutgutia was an amateur driven by his love for the sport and natural talent. His wealthy family was in coal and flour milling businesses, but in 1970, Gutgutia in 20s was in the business of plotting the progress of some of the cricket's finest batters in including Sunil Gavaskar. Kiwis downed India at the table top. Okay. Waste burning may contribute 2% to capital share in next 4 days. The share of the waste burning in Delhi's air is likely to be around 2% for the next 4 days according to the decision support system, which is forecasting model under the Union Ministry of Earth Sciences. However, experts have said the contribution of open burning in Delhi's air will rise significantly after winter sets in. Poor and homeless people tend to burn whatever they go to beat the cold. According to the real-time source apportionment study of Delhi Pollution Control Committee and IIT Kanpur, the share of biomass burning was 24% from November 2022 to January 29. A study by IIT Delhi showed that winter haze episodes in January were highly affected by biomass burning emissions, likely from the local burning of wood, coal, or roadside trash for heating or cooking. Similarly, a 2018 joint report by the Energy and Resource Institute and Automotive Research Association of India stated that fuel, mainly biomass burning in residences and agricultural fields, contributed 14% in concentration in winter. Okay. He said the prominent source is stubble burning and some other forms of burning increases like space and water heating during winter. People burn trash, wood, coal and make bonfires. Suggesting ways to deal with open burning, Sunil Dahiya, an analyst with the Center for Research on Energy Clean Air, said it should be ensured that the offices and RAs provide electric heaters and sweaters to their guards so that they can keep themselves warm. Electric heaters should also be provided at shelter homes. Besides, awareness should be created among public and MCD employees ensuring proper disposal of waste dumps. He added that people should also report instances of open burning on the Green Delhi app and other social media platforms. According to the Environment Department, garbage burning sites have been inspected from October this to September this, and a total fine of this has been imposed. Of these burning sites were inspected between July and September this year. Besides, DPCC has identified 167 vulnerable spots of industrial waste burning for monitoring of open burning incidents. Yamuna cleaning far from decent, NGT 6 report. Observing that cleaning of river Yamuna is far from satisfactory, National Green Tribunal asked Delhi, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh to file a fresh report on number of drains still discharging treated, untreated or partially treated wastewater directly into the river, affecting its water quality with respect to prescribed standards. The tribunal has also directed Central Pollution Control Board to verify the fact and figures disclosed by the states and authorities concerned. While hearing an application on the issue of rejuvenation of Yamuna, a bench headed by NGT chairperson Justice observed that the situation with regard to cleaning of this river is far from satisfactory and the reports submitted by all agencies seem to be deficient on issues. These included details of the drains discharging treated and untreated wastewater and the quantity and quality of the discharge and rejuvenation and restoration of the Yamuna floodplain and associated wetlands. The tribunal also sought details reports from states on sewage treatment plants including those constructed and operational to treat the wastewater discharge from the drains, capacity of existing STPs, and the quality of treated wastewater, if it is meeting the standards or not. Detailing of upgradation of the existing STPs and details of those areas which have so far not been covered by the sewage network system, with timeline for trapping all the sewage generated from authorized and unauthorized colonies and linking to the main drain for treatment and disposal. Winter feathered friends elude birders, summer migrants stay on. October has entered in third week, but the seasonal feathered friends that birders in Delhi watch out for have not arrived, which had made many avian watchers deduce that this year of delayed bird migration and perhaps a delayed winter. While calling it a delayed migration, they pointed out the summer migrants which arrive by monsoon and leave by September for Africa, Europe, and southern India are still here. Generally, more than 80 species of migratory birds, including geese, ducks, stork, and cranes, jungle birds like thrushes, raptors like harriers, and eagles arrive by October. Around 40 species of migrants make a pit stop, while there are about 180 species of resident birds. Speculating a delayed winter, low water level in the wetlands, poor state of habitats, and warmer days as possible reasons for the late migration. The birder said that even some of the local migrants which come from Himalayas and not farther Central Asia and Siberia are hard to spot. Last year, by the second week of September, birder has spotted over 9 species of waders, shallow water birds, and are among the first of arrive to make a winter home in the wetlands of Delhi NCR. The flocks of long-range migratory waders like sandpipers and greenshanks generally arrive by September end, while ducks and geese like the bar-headed geese arrive by October first week and are widely spotted at different habitats like Najafgarh, Okhla Bird Sanctuary, Bhonsi, Sultanpur, Surajpur, and Sanjay Lake. Only a few ducks have started to come. I have not come across any major spotting yet apart from a few ducks like pintails, though we have our fingers crossed. The arrival of the migratory birds though also depends on the condition of habitat, which is not particularly good this year. Like Dhanori, this is poor shape with no one ready to clean it up yet. Delhi-based birder Narendra Kohli said. Birder Major General Arvind Yadav said that while few common species of waders like sandpipers have come, even their numbers are low. He pointed out the summer migrant species of cuckoos are still here. Summer migrants often start leaving by mid-September, but are all still here. Soon you can use mobility card on buses, more options to come. People would soon be able to use the same cards to buy bus tickets and for journey on the metro, as Delhi government would make its system compliant with National Common Mobility Card across buses run by DTC and Delhi Integrated Multimodal Transit Systems. More transit options will be added in the coming years to make travel more convenient. The Transport Department would also give the option to buy NCMC compliant cards to the people. Transport Minister Kailash Gehlot said the bids submitted have been technically examined. All the bidders were told to do a demo for a few days. The results have been evaluated. Prize bids opened and in coming week work will be awarded, he said, adding the project would be visible on the ground soon. Gehlot said this could be a game changer as it would not just integrate the public transport payment system electronically but also be driving overall digitalization of force by unifying various transit operators on a single platform. We may be looking at integrating other services eventually. The tender floated by the Transport Department earlier included the supply and operation of electronic ticketing machines. It also included the provision of smart or NCMC cards for buying tickets. The bidders is also expected to include the mobile app feature to buy online tickets and concessional daily or monthly passes. with the NCMC cards facilitating multimodal transit offline payments. Delhi government vision is to have connected network of transport in the city. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation is already NCMC compliant. Up for a joyride, your safety, your problem. No crook. Okay. Before excitedly mounting a giant wheel in one of the many fairs dotting the city, it may be sobering to know that once up in the air, it's just you. A tragedy was averted on Wednesday after a giant wheel with people stopped mid-air at a fair in Narela, following which Delhi Fire Services rescued 20 people. A case was registered under IPC section this. Okay. At Ramlila Fair at Red Fort, a joyride called Crosswheel malfunctioned too. A passenger cabin inside which children were sitting fell off, injuring a child. Days later, the ride was fixed by the forcemen and was ready for operation. No case was registered after the accident. The cross ride is like a giant wheel but tilted. The day the bolt came loose, due to which the passenger cabin fell off. Luckily, the cabin was close to the ground when it got tilted, and the child didn't suffer major injuries. We have now fixed the ride and it is set to run. The operator of the ride said. The quick check of the big fairs in the city, including the fair at Ramlila Maidan, Red Fort and IP Extension, showed that the most places safety norms are the last thing operators or revelers think about. According to the norms, to install joyrides at fairs or amusement parks or okay. 3 MPs in Telangana. BJP's first list of 52. Itala pitted against KCR in Gajwal. Cracks in Lahore Spiti village spark spent. A tiny hamlet nested at 10,000 feet along a Chenab tributary in Himachal Pradesh, scenic Lahore Spiti faces a survival battle of Himalayan proportion as it is threatened by cracks in houses and fissures on farms. Most of the Linder's 90 residents are not just spending sleepless nights, they are sleeping outside as their houses no longer seem safe. It's scary, we all are living in constant fear of being buried alive if our houses collapse, said Hiralal Rashpa, 78. Most of the village's 12 houses are two-storied, some are higher. Although Rashpa confessed to not having seen or heard anything like this before. Okay. As for Linder, irrigation has lost its meaning. The cracks have left the field uneven. It's not possible to irrigate them using channels. We have demanded sprinklers, said Premlal. The Jhamas through a dozen hamlets before merging with the Chenab downstream. It's flooded every summer and monsoon due to glacial melt. Last year, Jhalma blocked the Chenab and briefly spawned an artificial dam submerging fields and orchards. Calls for a geological survey are ringing out loud. If the study finds that this village is dangerous to live in, the government must provide us with alternative land to shift. For emergencies, the administration should build temporary shelters, Raspa said. He alleged that appeals for a survey to the local authorities in the last 2 months have gone unheard. As Sridhar, an eminent geologist, backed the demand, a proper geological study would establish the real cause, said Sridhar. Lahore Spiti Deputy Commissioner Rahul Kumar said the administration was planning to channelize the Jhalma, but some in Lindur questioned plans. First Agniveer dies in a line of control. Former officer slams policy denying pension. An Agniveer Gaute Akshay Lakshman died in the forbidding Siachen Glacier on Saturday, making him the first such casualty in the line of control since the short-term recruitment of soldiers under the Agnipath scheme began last year. Agniveer Lakshman, a resident of Aurangabad in Maharashtra, died due to medical complication arising out high altitude condition, an officer said on Sunday. Another Agniveer, Amritpal, has died by suicide while on sentry duty in Rajouri sector in J&K on October 11. Since the death was self-inflicted injury, no guard of honor was provided to him. Lakshman, however, will be accorded all honors as a battle casualty. As per entitlements of Agniveers, his family will get rupees 48 lakh non-contributory insurance ex gratia of rupees 44 lakh, Sevanidhi contributed by the Agniveer with an equal matching contribution by the government and interest thereon. His next of kin will also receive pay for the balance tenure from the date of birth till the completion of 4 years, and contribution of rupees 8 lakh from the Armed Forces Battle Casualty Fund, the government sources said. However, unlike regular soldiers, there will be no family pension or ex-serviceman benefits, which one again led to some criticism of the Agnipath scheme. In all other services, death in the operational area would result in liberalized family pension equal to the last paid on and lifelong service benefits to the family. Nothing in case of Agniveer, said Major Navdeep Singh, a practicing High Court lawyer, on Twitter. Air Vice Marshal Manmohan Bahadur in turn said if a regular Jawan had died alongside Lakshman in Siachen, his family would have got all the benefits for the same task, same threat, and in the same service. Major Singh added the family of a temporary trainee civil employee, even if he or she dies in an accident or getting drunk while on a leave or by suicide, would be entitled to family pension, but not the family of this Agniveer battle casualty in Siachen. थ्री की ज्योतिरादित्य loyalist denied tickets protest or nation. Israel pummels Gaza amid fear of wider war. Fears that the Israel-Hamas war could mushroom into wider West Asia conflict rose on Sunday, with Washington warning of a significant risk to U.S. interest in the region as ally Israeli pounded Gaza and clashes on its border with Lebanon intensified. Gaza's health minister said 266 Palestinians, including 117 children, have been killed by Israeli airstrikes in the past 24 hours in the enclave, to which Israel led total siege after a deadly mass infiltration into Israel by Hamas gunmen on October 7. In neighboring Syria, where Hamas' main regional backer Iran was a military presence, Israeli missiles hit Damascus and Aleppo airport on Sunday, putting both out of service and killing 2 workers, Syrian state media said. Along Israel's northern border with Lebanon, the Iran-backed Hezbollah group has clashed with the Israeli forces in support of Hamas in the deadliest escalation of frontier violence since the Israeli-Hezbollah war in 2006. Hezbollah said 4 fighters were killed in heavy exchange of fire on Sunday and another died of wounds sustained earlier, raising to 24 the number of its members killed since October 7. At least 5 Israeli soldiers and 1 civilian have been killed on Israeli sides of frontier, according to Israeli military reports. Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu told troops in northern Israel that if Hezbollah launches a war against Israel, it will make the mistake of his life. With violence around its heavily guarded borders increasing, Israel on Sunday added 14 communities close to Lebanon to its evacuation contingency plan in the north. Israel jails 2 journalists who covered hijab death row for collaborating with US. A court in Iran sentenced 2 journalists to up to 7 years in prison for collaborating with the US government and other charges, local reports said on Sunday. Both women have been imprisoned for over a year following their coverage for the death of Mahsa Amini while in police custody in September 2022. The sentencing can be appealed within 20 days. The two journalists Hamidi, who broke the news of Amini's death of wearing her headscarf to Luz and Ila, who wrote about her funeral, were sentenced to 7 and 6 years in prison respectively, the Judiciary News website reported on Sunday. The New York-based Committee to Protect Journalists condemned the decision to sentence the two journalists and reiterated its call for the immediate release. The Tehran Revolutionary Court has charged the journalist with allegedly collaborating with the hostile American government against national security and propaganda against the system. Propaganda. नवाज में भी जस्ट आवाज. Nawaz Sharif's arrival in Lahore last Saturday adds color to Pakistan's political landscape but may not substantially alter it. Nawaz returned 4 years after he left Adliya jail for 4 weeks of medical treatment in London, leaving incomplete jail sentences in 2 corruption cases. Much water has flown down in Ravi since the army booted him out to PM in 2017. His home country has seen 5 PMs after him. His junior party colleague Shahid Abbasi, who replaced him in 2017, gave way to a caretaker PM before the army ushered in Imran Khan's in-fixed election in 2018. When Imran fell out in Pakistan Army, he was replaced in April 2022 with a coalition led by Nawaz's brother Shehbaz Sharif, who himself gave way to caretaker setup in August 2023, headed by an army plant. Anwarul Kakar mandated to take the country towards election expected in early 24. The more significant transition was the end of the 6-year reign of the army chief who has eased Nawaz out. General Qamar Bajwa was replaced a year ago by General Asim Munir, who has rapidly consolidated political power. Meanwhile, the country's economy has sunk to a new low. Nawaz Sharif, punished for questioning the army primacy, had been removed under a minus Nawaz formula designed by the Pakistani establishment, which allowed PMLN to complete its parliamentary term as long as Nawaz himself was kept out of the fray with a choice of prison or exile. He returns to a level playing field with legal cases against him dropped and arch-rival Imran Khan in jail. Both PTI and former ally PPP are crying fool over the secret deal that allows Nawaz technically an absconder from law to get bail, not jail. In Mitchell's approach versus spin, a cautionary tale of the host. When he finally got Tom Latham to misread the length on skiddy delivery and place across the line, Kuldeep Yadav must have had a sigh of relief. The delivery had everything Kuldeep's recent success has been based on. It was quicker off the deal pace. What? High five. Shami's Pfeiffer and Kohli's 95 help India overcome New Zealand, make it wins 5 out of 5 in World Cup. India's World Cup campaign acquired an aura of invincibility and more than a dash of inevitability with a 4-wicket victory over New Zealand, chasing 274 on Sunday. 5 games in, the law of averages has not applied to the teams so far. At the center of the powerful vortex consuming all in its path in the eye of the storm, Virat Kohli, the calm epicenter, the glue who binds the diverse elements and brazenly attempts to scale both tall run chases and some stratospheric landmarks which are in its sights. The epoch making 49th ton, which would be equal Sachin Tendulkar's ODI tally, nearly happened on Sunday, but Kohli faltered on 95. With the long tail exposed and captain Rohit Sharma looking on, incredulous Ravindra Jadeja at the other end calmly fashioned the winning runs, laying the rest ghost on India's semi-final defeat to the same team in 2019 edition. Dense fog erupted the match on Sunday when India were 100 for 2 in 15 overs. The fog descended to the ground, forcing the umpires to stop the match for a brief period. Ready for the big fight, Pakistan bank on good Chennai record in the key clash versus Afghanistan. Afghan team 3-8 awaits Pakistan batters. Might not be technically pleasing, but I love batting, Jensen said. How England lost the plot.